In the year of the Exodus, 1486 BC, the Lord commanded the Israelites to observe a special festival in the third month, the month of Sivan, each year. It was called Pentecost. Pentecost was the 50th day after Nisan 16, the day of the wave sheaf offering. The first day of the count was Nisan 17, the identical date of Jesus' resurrection, many years later in AD 30. Looking at the calendar record of 1486 BC, we find that Nisan 17 fell on the Sabbath of the 19th of April, and that Pentecost fell on the Sabbath of Sivan 7, June 7. It was also in the third month, Sivan, that the Israelites arrived at the base of Mount Sinai on a Thursday, which was the same weekday on which they had departed Egypt in the month of Nisan. In the third month, when the children of Israel were gone forth out of the land of Egypt, the same day came they into the wilderness of Sinai. On that Thursday, Sivan 5, June 5, God commanded Moses to prepare the Israelites for the third day, for on the third day he, God, would appear on the Mount Sinai summit. And the Lord said unto Moses, Go unto the people, and sanctify them today and tomorrow, and let them wash their clothes. And be ready against the third day, for the third day the Lord will come down in the sight of all the people upon Mount Sinai. In the morning of the third day, Saturday, Sivan 7, June 7, Pentecost, God appeared on the Mount Sinai summit and gave his law, the Ten Commandments, and sundry other rules and regulations. And it came to pass on the third day in the morning that there were thunders and lightnings, and a thick cloud upon the mount, and the voice of the trumpet exceeding loud, so that all the people that was in the camp trembled. And Moses brought forth the people out of the camp to meet with God, and they stood at the nether part of the mount. And Mount Sinai was altogether on a smoke, because the Lord descended upon it in fire, and the smoke thereof ascended as the smoke of a furnace, and the whole mount quaked greatly. And when the voice of the trumpet sounded long, and waxed louder and louder, Moses spake, and God answered him by a voice. As we can see from this Mount Sinai visitation, the Exodus, Saturday, Sabbath, Pentecost, fulfilled a special role by God's giving his law on that special day. Over 1,500 years later, in AD 30, on another Saturday, Sabbath, Pentecost, Sivan 7, May 27, a gathering of believers were anointed and empowered by the Holy Spirit. And when the day of Pentecost was fully come, they were all with one accord in one place. And suddenly there came a sound from heaven as of a rushing mighty wind, and it filled all the house where they were sitting. And there appeared unto them cloven tongues like as of fire, and it sat upon each of them. In addition to these identical Sabbath Pentecosts of 1486 BC and AD 30, we find that Pentecost fulfills a special role even in our time. For in the year 1948, the nation of Israel was founded. That year, in God's original calendar, was a Thursday, Nisan 1 year, and Pentecost fell on a special Sabbath. That Sabbath was May 15, the day the British Mandate ended, at 12:01 a.m. Saturday, and Israel became a new independent state. On May 14, 1948, the day preceding the end of British rule, The People's Council convened in the Tel Aviv Museum and approved the Proclamation of Independence, which declared the establishment of the State of Israel. At midnight, a few hours later, the last British High Commissioner, Sir Alan Cunningham, left Haifa on board a British destroyer. The mandate was over. The Associated Press in May 1948 wrote, "The Jewish state will be proclaimed sovereign at midnight Friday," the 13-man cabinet decided early today. The British have announced they will terminate their mandate at 12:01 a.m. Saturday. Here we have three significant events, separated by thousands of years, yet occurring on the same festival day, Pentecost, which in each case fell on the seventh-day Sabbath in identical Thursday Nisan 1 years. These consistent happenings are not accidents or coincidences in history, but are evidence of God's deep involvement in our world's affairs in both the Old and New Testament periods. To be continued. Thank you for watching. Have a good day.